Hi and welcome back. This is going to be our parts of a computer PowerPoint, and I want to have full transparency here. While I was making this, I used Microsoft Copilot to help me design it, as we were talking about AI throughout the semester and how we need to use it responsibly. I wanted to look into how to use it, and I thought using it as a project for a computer-based thing would be a solid way to use it. So, parts of computer and introduction to computer, hardware, and software. To start, we have our CPU. Our CPU is going to be the central processing unit. It is basically the active memory, the working brain of our computer. It is the one that is going task by task and handling the big things. Following that, we have our GPU. Our GPU is kind of our passive thoughts and our passive brain. It is what is handling all of the background work. It is what is processing the image and 3D rendering and stuff like that. So it is doing the background and several operations all at the same time versus our CPU, which is going operation by operation. Next, we have power supply. There are many types of power supplies. Our power supply is just going to be what connects us to our power. Our power supply could be the battery in your laptop. It could be the plug in your desktop. It is just the way we get power into our device. Then we have the motherboard. The motherboard is kind of like the nervous system of your computer. It is where everything is located. It is where everything is connected. It's built to hold the computer itself. The motherboard is the home for everything tends to go, except for the GPU. Next, we're going to talk about RAM. RAM is random access memory. RAM is what you would consider to be your short-term memory. RAM is the processes being run for a short amount of time on your computer, or being run and opened, so that way they are running and being stored, but when you're done with that process, they're no longer being stored and they're kind of tossed to the wayside. So it's like booting up a video game and you're able to load 3 levels instead of waiting on your computer to load all of those levels. Your RAM has already loaded the next 2 levels and is what is being used to kind of process what's going on next. Then you have your hard drive. There are several types of hard drives. My personal favorite is going to be an SSD hard drive, which is a solid state drive. The hard drive is where your long-term storage is coming in. So where your RAM is holding things for a short amount of time, your hard drive is going to be where you're storing files and storing documents. Anything important that needs to be stored on the computer is going onto your hard drive and not your RAM. Then you have your OS, or your operating system. The main OSs you're going to run into are going to be Mac, Windows, Linux, and Chrome. I use Windows for most everything right now. Linux is an open source, Chrome is run by Google, and Mac is owned by Apple. The OS is what connects the code on your computer and connects the background on your computer to your actual usage. It is what you see as you are using your computer, so that way you're not just seeing lines of dialogue and lines of code. It is the active process of showing that. Next, we're going to talk about a USB port, and if we are in 2026, our USB port is going to be a very multifaceted port. There are several different types of USB ports. There's USB-A, USB Mini, USB Micro, USB-C, USB Thunderbolt, and several other types. But the USB port is going to be your main connection to things like flash drives or phone cables, or now USB-C, which is providing us monitor support and other type of data transfer. Speaking of monitor support, our next cords are the monitor port. The biggest one that comes to mind is going to be HDMI. It is kind of the universal. It's on most things. But you also still have VGA, DVI, and DisplayPort, which all have their own benefits. The best thing about a monitor port is that it can take your laptop screen and make it double. I currently use a double monitor system myself, where I have my laptop plugged in from HDMI into a second monitor, so I can see directly into my webcam, but I also can see the program next to me where I have the PowerPoint running. Then your monitor is how you see what's on the screen. If you don't have a monitor, you don't have sight. It is your display. It is what's going to be in front of you. If we want to stick to kind of the computer to biologic thought process, the monitor is almost like the reverse of an eye. It is showing you the image. It is processing what is there. It is showing you the operating system. It is showing you everything on the screen. The monitor is your screen. And just our key takeaways. So your GPU, your CPU, all of these things are just what build your computer, and they all work together so that way you are able to enjoy your experience while shopping online or creating a PowerPoint for a class. Thank you.